If you're watching this video, you probably ran into the same issue I have, where you run out of space on your phone and you try all the normal things like moving all your photos to your computer, and then you realize that a huge percentage of your phone storage is being taken up by messages. And so you try clicking the delete large attachments button and you painstakingly go through and select attachment after attachment, but then a week later your phone is full again and you're right back at square one. Now, a long time ago we ran into this issue with email, and thankfully in Mail, you can select all of your mail and just click delete attachments. But unfortunately, with iOS, they've not seen fit to give us mere mortals that ability. Now you might be saying, Reggie, Apple has provided a solution for this. You just click delete all messages after 30 days. But I'm a bit of a romantic, or maybe I just have hoarder tendencies, but either way, I hate the idea of wiping out entire conversations with old friends or just information that I might want to reference later. So using this technique that I'm about to show you, you can actually save your messages, which actually take up very little space, and just delete the attachments. And I'm also going to show you how you can back up those attachments onto your computer before going through this process, so you can make sure you're not permanently deleting any old photos or things you want to hang on to. So before we get started, here's what you're going to need to use this solution. A Mac with macOS Sequoia, which is version 15 or newer. You're also going to need an iPhone running iOS 18 or later. And lastly, this will take some time that you won't be able to use your computer or your phone, because we're going to be using automation to go through your attachments and delete them one by one. Thankfully, you don't have to do this, but your computer and iPhone will be busy while they do it. So I recommend doing it either overnight or while you're watching a movie or reading a book. All right, so with all out of the way, let's jump in here. So over on the computer, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to iMazing.com, and you're going to click on Download iMazing. You may have to click Download Unverified File depending on what browser you're using. And then once that's done, you can go ahead and open it and then just drag that into your applications folder. And we can open this up. You might want to eject the drive here. You don't really need that up there anymore. So we can close out of this and we can open up iMazing. Now I have my phone connected here over USB. And if you haven't done it yet, you will need to purchase a license for this. So if you go up to licenses and view licensed devices, it will give you the option to buy more. When you buy a license, which I will show you here, we can go to buy more. I'll hit OK. And this will pull up the store. Right now, it's one device for basically $30 for the year. And then you would hit checkout. And you can enter your email and go through the rest of that process to get your device licensed. So once you're licensed, you can just click in here and we will go to Messages, Data Access Only. Go ahead and hit Next. We do not want to enable encryption, so I will hit Start. Now, when that starts on your phone, you do need to go and enter your password. If you don't, after about 2 minutes, it will pop up with an error saying that it could not connect because you didn't enter your passcode. So I didn't notice that the first few times I did it and it kept failing. So just be sure and do that. And it is done. For me, it took about 20 minutes, but depending on the size of your backup, it may take more or less. So in order to select all of our messages, we can either press Command A on the keyboard, or you can come up here and hit Edit, Select All. That's going to select all of our messages, and then we'll come down here to export, and we will do export attachments. And I don't think we need a separate folder for each chat session. If you want to do that, you can, but I'm just going to put them all into one large folder, and then I'm going to hit next. And in my documents folder, I might make a new folder called iPhone Backup, and then the date. And we will press create, choose, and that's going to go through and start to extract all of those into that folder. As you can see at this point, it goes pretty quick. Okay, and once that finishes, you can just come down to Finder, and we will go Documents, iPhone Backup, and here are all of our attachments. Now, a lot of these are probably going to be things that you can just go through and delete, or if you just want to know that they're backed up, you can scroll through and make sure that everything is there that you're wanting to look at. One thing I like to do is sort this. So if you hold down Option on your keyboard and click on this icon here, I can sort by size, and then it will give me the largest stuff up top, and I can go through and see if it's stuff I want to hold on to, or things I can just go ahead and delete to free up space on my computer. But now that that's done, we can get to the fun part, which is the automation process, where we go through and take all of these things that we just backed up and delete them off of our phone. So in order to do that, we can quit iMazing, and we're going to click on the search bar up here, and we're going to type Automator and press enter. And it's going to ask us if we want to open a document or make a new document. So we can click on New Document. And for this, we'll just use a workflow and press Choose. And Automator is going to let us record some steps that we do on our computer and then play them back over and over again. So again, we'll come up here to search and we'll type iPhone and we'll click on iPhone mirroring. And we'll double click that. And that is going to open up your phone on your computer screen. Now we'll click down here to go to the main menu and we will click Settings. You might have to swipe around to find that a little bit. And we will go to General and then iPhone Storage. Now, if you're not on the latest version of iOS, this process may look a little bit different, but basically you want to find a repeatable pattern that you can do and record, and that way when it plays it back, it's going to keep looping through it. So I will show you the cleanest way to do that on this version, but it might look a little bit different depending on the version you are in. Like for instance, you used to have to start recording when you were on this screen. You would hit Review Large Attachments, you would select all the ones you wanted. When you hit Delete, it would automatically take you back to this screen. So that's the screen you needed to be on in order to start the loop over again cleanly. But for us, on this latest version, we can go ahead and click Review Large Attachments, and we will hit Record. I'll move this out of the way, click into this window to highlight it, and then I will click Edit, and just click through here. Now you don't have to go super fast because we will actually speed this up. I'll leave that last one, I'll hit Delete, and then I will stop the recording. And then I can test that by clicking Run over here. And it should move my mouse over here, click on the window, click Edit. It's going to select all the attachments. Oh, missed one there. That's okay. Go up and press Delete, and then it finishes. So it doesn't have to be perfect. If we wanted, we could click on this and delete it and try that recording again, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to set the speed up to something like maybe 5 times. And then the last step of this is going to be to add a loop so it keeps running over and over. So we click up here in the search, type loop, and then just drag that in down here. And we will say loop automatically. And we can say stop after 999. You can either do minutes or times. Either way, it's going to go for a while. So now that that's done, we can just hit run. And you will see it'll start the process. Now, one big oversight of the Automator application is that there's no hotkey to stop the recording. And if you try and move your mouse to press the stop button, you'll quickly find out that that's nearly impossible if you've set it to a high speed. So what you can do is just press Command Q on your keyboard. And now that that application is closed, it'll pop up with this message saying there was an error, it couldn't do it because the application is closed. So that's how you can cancel out of this process. So if we want to start it back up again, we can just click on the search, type iPhone mirroring again, and we just need to make sure that we get back to that original screen that we started on where we have the edit button up here. And then we can come over here and click run, and it should find those exact same spots. Now I found if I try and come back to this later, it usually won't work. So I need to delete the watch me do and re-record it. And then I can loop back through it as many times as I want. In my case, I just turned my screen off and let it run overnight and it worked great. It's just still on this screen and there's just nothing left in the list, but it's not going to go and start doing other things on your phone in my experience. And then when you're done, you can just click on this application and press Automator, quit Automator. And it's going to ask you if you want to save the document. I don't recommend doing this again because when you try and open this up, it might be in a slightly different position next time. So there's no real point in saving the workflow. So you can just press delete and that will quit out of Automator. And that is it, guys. I know it's funny. This is the only way to delete all of your attachments off of messages, but for the time being, it seems like that's the case. Hopefully the next iOS update comes out with a button that makes all of this irrelevant. But until then, I hope this helped you. If so, I would love it if you commented below, give this video a like, and consider subscribing. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.